somebody that the boxing world has written off for a very long time. Danny talked about he was supposed to be written off 12, 13 years ago. And that's Erickson Lubin. He has a fight this Saturday against Vergil Ortiz. Very, very tough fight. If Lubin doesn't show up the way he's supposed to, this could be it for him. What do you think about this matchup where Ortiz is right now with Boots? Boots has been in the wings and been spoken about for several years now, but it looks like it could be a reality. But he's got Erickson Lubin to get through before that becomes a reality.
Well, the tough thing is that Erickson Lubin is a guy who we expected a lot of good things from. He started out really, really good. Ran to the Charlo fight, and it's just one of those lucky shots, and instead of just knocking him down, it kind of took him out, and that was very unfortunate. And so he got back up and got himself together a little bit more, but then he took on the towering Inferno, who's a hard job for anybody. Yes, he's a hard job for anybody. So he came up short on that again. Then he got another fight, and he won a controversial decision, but he won it. So somehow he keeps coming back. And for me, I take my hat off to him, because most people, when they fail the first time, then they fail again, they giving up. Lubin has been very strong in his chase to become a world champion. He's been very dedicated to it, and it's like he don't quit. So he has another hard task in front of him. He's a guy who has never been given nothing easy. You know what I'm saying? He's a guy that every time he's tried to get it, it's been in almost impossible circumstances. And if you look at this fight with Vergil Ortiz, Vergil just stopped the guy, I think, or beat him pretty bad, that Bud last fought before he fought Canelo. You understand me? He beat the mess out of him. And that's saying a lot. You feel me? So that tells you where Vergil is in his career right now. Lubin, on the other hand, is a guy this probably going to be his third strike. You know what I mean? He going to make it this time. He going to hit a home run. Or if he strikes out this time, he may not get another shot. So, I'm hoping for Lubin, because of how hard and how diligently he has pursued trying to become a world champion. I'm hoping he can catch a break this time. But it's going to be very tough, because Vergil Ortiz is, to me, peaking right about now. And I think he's the toughest and best matchup for, say, a guy like Boots.
This is what fans don't know. They think that because you have a good amateur background and because you start out hot in the sport of boxing and you got buzz, that it's a foregone conclusion that you're going to graduate to contender and then graduate to be a long-standing world champion. It's not that easy. One punch can change the trajectory of your career. And we saw that with Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin was a top prospect, and then he graduated to a contender. Lubin can fight. Southpaw. He got flavor. He got fundamentals. He's got all the stuff. And then he took the fight with Jermell Charlo in 2017, and some felt like it was too soon. Right? They had bad blood. The money was right. It made sense for him to take that fight. And the worst possible thing can happen when you on your way up and you get that first shot, like that first shot where you facing your first real guy. A first round knockout is the worst thing that can happen to you. And it was a bad knockout. And you don't even have to get knocked out to be written off in the sport of boxing. You could just get dropped. I was dropped early in my career. He's not who we think he is. He's supposed to be a blue chipper. He's a gold medalist. He's got no chin. They'll say you don't have a chin if you get dropped. He got knocked out. And for me, getting dropped early in my career and then having to deal with the media negativity and all the stuff for the first time in my life, that was like a 2-year fallout where I wasn't ruined, but I was rebuilding. So you got Lubin now, seems to always be in a rebuild. So he had the Charlo situation. He's in a rebuild, 6-7 fights to get back. Then he gets the towering Inferno, Sebastian Fondora in 2022. He fighting life and death. He's all of a sudden, he's got grotesque swelling on his face, and the fight gets stopped, I believe, in the 9th round. And I don't know how to quantify Lubin's career. I like Lubin, and you pull for him because you don't want to see that happen to nobody, but he just can't seem to get over the hump. And does that mean that he can't take a shot, or does that mean that he just got hit with the right shot and it just took his career in a different direction?
I think that first shot took his career in a different direction, but he definitely can take a shot. If you see the grotesque, like you say, swelling that was on his face, that didn't come from no light punches, and he still was on his feet. And I think
That's
he
right.
even might have dropped the Towering Inferno once. So
He did.
it's not like he can't take a punch. He can take a punch. Just that one, like we spoke at another episode about what that one shot in the right place can do. That one shot at the right time kind of
turn your lights out
further. Yeah. You feel me? So Mason, on the other hand, was able to bounce back from his, but he couldn't bounce back from that one. So the higher you get, the more devastating. The higher you get in weight, the more devastating that punch gets, as you know that too. So, I mean, if it's a heavyweight, get caught with a punch like that, he probably is not coming back unless his name is Tyson Fury. But all other heavyweights, they probably not come back from that. Tyson Fury, maybe Larry Holmes, because Larry Holmes came back from some pretty gruesome knockdowns too. But them the only two heavyweights that I know that come back from knockdowns of that sort, you know. So
Vergil Ortiz is peaking. I mean, that's the best I've seen him in his last fight. You know, I've seen him make adjustments. He wasn't just fighting one way, and that was against a real dude. Erickson Lubin has to fight almost a perfect fight, not because he can't take a shot, but because you got to put multiple things together to beat top flight competition. And in his big moments, he's shown, well, he didn't have a shot against Charlo because that ended so quick. But even against Fondora, he showed a lot of good. He showed heart, right? But maybe not always in the right spots. He showed that he can still punch, but it wasn't quite enough. And then you look up and now you got grotesque swelling on your face, and it's enough where the fight has to be stopped. So I believe this is the third strike for Erickson Lubin. Good dude in the sport. He mentors a lot of young guys in the sport, and the man can fight, but this is the moment. And if he doesn't get this right this time, this may be it for him.
Hard road to hoe for him. I mean, you got to think about it. If you just take and look at what he had to face, Jermell Charlo, who was undefeated at the time, the Towering Inferno, who was 6'6", fighting 154 pounds. Now, Vergil Ortiz, who just took a guy that gave Terrence a little bit of a struggle and took him to school like he was nothing. You understand me? I mean, yes. So them three, anybody taking them three for their 3 strikes, that's a hard 3 strikes not to strike out on. You feel me? Lubin has had it very hard. Very unfortunate for him, but he's had a very hard task of trying to get to be world champion. I would rather seen him get a little bit of an easier shot right now at the belt, just get him a belt around his waist first. But
they're not going to give it to him.
Unfortunately for him, it doesn't happen that way.
But if he can find a way to get it done, this changes the course of his career in another direction. He got more life, he got more paydays, and it'll almost redeem him from them first 2 fights to say, okay, I got a young guy that y'all are high on, and I took this fight even as I'm aging and getting older, and I found a way to get it done. So that's going to be a great, great fight, and that's going to be Saturday